And here we are back again for another edition of Trey's Chow Down Live. And in front of me, I have Michael and Chef Gary from Omni. Guys,
Thanks for having us.
We're going to get to them here in a minute. Right now, we got hot topics. We're going to talk about in Dallas. We have the World Food Championships going on right now, and if you have not been, it's open to the public. It's going to be actually all the way through Sunday. It is really neat. It's in downtown, the Reunion Arena parking lot and lawn. And I say parking lot, it sounds like it's a sham deal, but it's not. They have these big tents set up. It's a really neat, beautiful deal. Yeah. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, World Food Championships is nice. Also, we have the Chef for Farmers event, November 1st to the 3rd in Dallas. And if you have not gotten your tickets for that, you need to be sure and get tickets for that. It's at thechefforfarmers.com. World news, national news, world news on this. I just think this is hilarious. Well, it's not hilarious, but it's crazy. Taco Bell recalled 2.3 million pounds of meat. Ew. There's a shortage at Taco Bell because they found metal shavings in their meat.
Oh, that's terrible.
And they had to recall every single from all over the world.
Oh, wow. It's a big recall.
That's a big recall. And here's something y'all find interesting. Outback is trying a new thing nationwide, like a nanny cam vision for all their for some of their restaurants in different states, and it's called Presto Vision, and it's little cameras, and it's supposed to be able to tell the waiting times if you're out of water, tea, waiting times, ticket times, and they're trying to improve their customer service.
Wow. Technology.
So, you're not going to be able to do anything anymore without a camera. Right. You'd be going to the bathroom. There's going to be cameras and the lids in the bathroom for long. All right, and Cracker Barrel this week made the purchase. They purchased Maple Street Biscuit and Company, and Maple Street Biscuit Company is out of Florida. Mm-hmm. They have 36 units. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but it's a good chain, and they purchased that for $36 million cash. I guess they're going to keep it Maple Street. So, yeah. Okay, guys, now we're down to it. I want to make sure I have anything else here real quick. Oh, that's it. Oh, one more thing. You're going to love this one. Waffle House is going to be. Did you hear what they're doing?
No, sir.
They're testing out beer sales.
Oh.
That's all. If Waffle House is not crazy enough, they're testing out beer sales in 3 states.
I bet you it's going to be successful. I've been there many a night.
Yeah.
Wishing I had another beer.
Yeah, I just can't imagine they're going to do that. That's just ludicrous to me. There's enough craziness going on at Waffle Houses now.
Exactly.
Mix alcohol. Yeah. Crazy. The crazies already have their alcohol.
That's right.
They don't need more.
That's right. All right, guys. So Omni Fort Worth. You're the
Food and Beverage Director.
Food and Beverage Director.
Yes, sir.
For some reason, I want to say Vice President. I don't know why I said
sir.
No, I don't.
Not yet. Devin Burns. Devin Burns is our Food and Beverage Vice President. Great man, Devin Burns.
That's good.
Shameless plug.
And Gary, the chef, obviously over at and you're over both restaurants.
Correct. I'm over both restaurants and the in-room dining program.
Okay, that Omni has got 2 restaurants. Is that well? No, it's got 3. It's got Bob's.
It's got Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Yeah.
It's got Wine Thief, which is our wine bar. Cast Iron is our 3-meal restaurant. Whiskey and Rye is our whiskey bar. And then we have a Starbucks, a full Starbucks inside our hotel, and then in-room dining.
Now, is y'all's the only one that has a Starbucks left, or is there several? Because some of the ones I've been to don't have the Starbucks. They have something else.
They switched to Pete's, and some of them are morsel stores. We are one of 3 hotels that have a Starbucks, and we are a full Starbucks.
Do you think it affected the sales any of the coffee when they switched to Starbucks?
I think Starbucks does a great job marketing. Yeah. So I think that people have a familiarization with Starbucks. So our store is always busy. I mean, it's amazing to see how long people will wait for coffee, but it's good coffee.
I've seen some lines, especially the one in Dallas. So is the average Omni have about that many 5 or 6 point of drinks?
Yeah. What's great about our company is that we are very food and beverage focused. So, each time that whether they're renovating a hotel or some of our new builds, food and beverage is definitely a focus of the of ownership and the executive team, making sure that, again, kind of like we talked about a little earlier, how the local market is just growing. So, we need to be able to keep up.
Well, what I thought when I first started seeing the changes in Omnis and everything they were doing years ago, and I've kind of kept it because I like Omni a lot. Yeah, so it's just I stayed the one in New Orleans last month, but it's amazing to me. A lot of people, and we talk about this too, how people still think that that hotels are just for hotel guests, and that's not the way it is anymore. It is so customer driven and so traffic driven, not just from the hotel at all, from the standpoint of the everything you offer for food and beverage and entertainment as well.
Yeah, absolutely. On Tuesday and Friday and Saturday nights on our Whiskey and Rye, we have live entertainment that plays. It's usually local artists. We try to give them an opportunity, but it's a lot of fun, and we do get quite a bit of locals coming in. So it's nice to have street access also. Which
Don't y'all? Yeah, and if somebody wants to go there where the restaurant or about is it free parking if they go to, if they eat? Is correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Free parking. They can valet, and then they'll bring their slip in, and we'll validate it, and then take it back out, and there's no charge.
That's such a big plus.
It is, especially in a downtown property.
Well, let me tell you, every time I go somewhere, if I mention the Omni, if I mention a restaurant, or say, oh, I don't want to pay the parking, I'm like, it's not, because they get this idea about $20 or $30 or $40 in their head.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a downtown property, but definitely, we want people to come into the hotel. So if you're eating in any of the outlets, coming in for a meeting, that we validate your parking.
So, Gary, how long have you been working for Omni?
I've been about 8 months now.
About
I joined in
now.
February, yeah.
And it was it for Fort Worth? Did you join in Fort Worth Omni?
I joined Fort Worth Omni first, yep.
That's right. So when I met you in January, you were just getting kicked off. That's right. Okay, I remember now.
Down, learning the hotel business, learning how the operations work, learning all the fun and fantastic tricks and trades. So.
My old man mind's kicking in now.
It comes back.
Yeah. When you visit like 25 restaurants a week and you do all those events, sometimes it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
So have you enjoyed it? Of course you've enjoyed. You're still there.
Absolutely. I love it. Every day is different. Every day is a challenge. There's new and fun, exciting programs. Menus are constantly being updated, changed. Seasonal changes. We have holiday menus coming up with Thanksgiving. So like Michael said, the hotels aren't just a place for hotel guests, and which draws chefs in because we can get creative with our menus and we can get into the local nitty gritty part of cooking, and we don't lose that. We don't lose that with Omni, which is great. That's one of the reasons I joined Omni, because you can go to a big hotel chain, but you have standard menus and you just follow the protocol. Here is I can go to anyone and say, hey, this is what I want to change this to. What do you think? And we'll bounce ideas and we'll grow from there. So it's amazing.
That's really neat. Y'all changed the menu. You said seasonal. It's seasonal.
Well, we changed it. We look at menu items and sales. But twice a year we look at the menu and then kind of dissect what's selling. What people are liking. We listen to the staff. We'll listen to the guests, and then we'll adjust accordingly. So sometimes it's a few things. Sometimes it's a little bit more. When Chef Gary came on, we were very excited to have the opportunity to have him come in with all of his experience, and he came in right at the right time. So a lot of what we'll see later and get the opportunity to taste are obviously some of his ideas. So it's very, very cool. And as you'll see, we try to keep local.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's one good thing is you buy local, stay local, which I think Omnis are good at.
Yep,
they're very good at.
Yeah, we're very fortunate.
I've been back since I had the taste testing in January. I've been back 3 times, and every time it's always been fantastic. And I got to try the cocktail deal, which was really neat. Yes. That video's had about 20,000 views. Have you looked at it?
It's pretty amazing. It is pretty amazing. Yeah, it is. And the team gets into it, 'cause just like in food, the beverage is the same way. Our executive team allows us to be creative and do some unique things because, again, we want to keep the customers in the building. So,
about a year ago, I read, actually right before when we were putting the show all together and we started the show, I read a deal. It was either Harvard, somebody did I don't remember what the college was, but it was a big prominent college, big school. They did a study on the future and what's going on now with people and their experiences. And the biggest thing that people look for, the younger people, it wasn't so much buying a house or a car even. It was about food, and it was about music and food and travel experiences.
Absolutely.
It was phenomenal. So when he made that drink for me, I thought, man, this people, will love it. And sure enough, that video just like
like you said, people want local and to be able to have that experience. And again, for us to be allotted to be able to do that again is it makes it extra special.
Yeah, what's neat is I think that people actually, when they travel now, they want to experience the local cuisine and local things. They don't want to come travel somewhere and have some dish or something from where they're from or somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is neat.
And we encourage them. The staff is obviously very well versed in some of the things that we do, some of the specials, as Chef mentioned. Again, we do some seasonality things. We have promotions that are given out through our corporate office that we can do them throughout Omni, which is great. But yeah, we enjoy being a little different.
That's funny. So what is your favorite thing to do at the Omni, in the kitchen or anywhere? What's your favorite thing? Like, what's your favorite hobby that you like to do when you work?
When I work is cook. You know what? When we have
good answer.
we don't have many down days. So one of my favorite things to do is to grab my entire kitchen staff on a slower period of time and get together with them and start playing with food. As I always say, our jobs are great because when we get the downtime, we get to play with food.
Yeah.
That's how we start the process of a new menu item. That's
Sure.
how we start the process of training someone. We come up with, everyone's got a different idea, so you can embrace everything that your staff has, and then you put it on a plate. And then everybody has a sense of pride. So bringing the family, as we call it, together to get creative is my favorite thing to do.
So how long does it take you when you want to create a new dish? How long does it take you from start to finish to create? Is that something that you already know or you've seen or you create? How do you do that?
It could take a week, it could take a month, it could take 3 months. It really depends on what the dish is and what the deadline is.
We do have deadlines.
Yeah, everybody's got deadlines. If you don't, the world will be chaotic.
So the first thing I'll do is I'll take the menu. Like I have the breakfast menu at home. I was sitting on the couch just scribbling all over it last night, and then I'll start picking and putting pieces together. That's where I'll take it back with the idea of my brain and say, hey, you know, to all the cooks and the staff and say, what do you think of this? Let's play with this. What does this plate up look like? But that honestly, it could take 1 week, it could be a month. And then at that last minute, I've been asked before many a times in my career, well, what are you going to do? I have no idea. And then boom, it's on a plate, it's out, and people are saying, oh, this is amazing. And I'm like, So
that's it. And you just get your inspirations from just reading, seeing
everywhere. You know, technology today, I have zines come in through email. Yeah. I still buy magazines and read them. Cookbooks are huge.
I still love magazines.
Oh, yeah.
I do.
I don't know.
You can flip right through them and you can just catch one thing and be like, I want that. That's going on my menu somehow. I'm going to alter it and make it the coolest thing ever. So I get inspired by people talking about food, people traveling to the United States, you know,
listening
sending me
to people.
ideas.
Yeah, it's good,
You have to listen to people. They're the ones eating your food. So if someone says, oh, I had this mac and cheese in Seattle, that's phenomenal. You know, I will alter what I'm doing to make it awesome like that, you know, to bring the memory to the plate. So
do y'all find, do y'all get suggestions from people that come to eat? I mean, do you get suggestions or do people say, you know, I had this somewhere and I like this or?
Yeah, I think, because we do. We get such a wide range of folks coming from all over the country, all over the world actually in our hotel. So yeah, absolutely. They'll give suggestions, and you know, some of those suggestions that people will ask if we can try them, and we bring them back to the chefs, and they put them together for them, and you know, especially if they're there for a few days, you know, we want people to feel comfortable, and you know, especially with people's dietary restrictions, and again,
oh man,
right? Exactly,
man. That's crazy today.
It is,
and I'm not knocking anybody because I know everybody has, but the dietary restraints that we have now is that we didn't have 20 years ago just boggles my mind. It's like, where was all this 20 years ago? Right. I don't.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I understand that some of it probably is medical, but some of it just seems like it may be some may be fattish or I don't know.
It is. We get a lot of that, and we always try. You know, from our perspective, it is very important that you know the team understands. You know, and we ask the right questions because there are people who do have true allergies, and we want.
Oh yeah, that's a big thing. The allergic.
Right.
Yeah.
So we always ask that question because we want to clarify because there are situations where we have to. You know, we're a convention hotel, so we do a lot of banquets, and there are again opportunities for us to cook something individually for a client who may have some allergies. We definitely take that into consideration.
I've eaten at the pool a few times. Is there a kitchen at the pool, or does it come from the?
There is a kitchen that we have at the pool. We just closed it. Right. It's you know, we have a great pool. You know, but it is a convention hotel, so the pool isn't as big as we would like it.
Right.
But we.
The pool's too small.
The pool is a little bit small.
Yeah. You know, I've noticed that about every Omni I've been to. The last 4 I've been to, the pools have been too small.
You know, and yes, they are a little bit small.
Is that a? And I'm not knocking. Everybody has their plans.
Sure.
They just not want to be known as a pool hotel.
I think that for our particular, I can't speak on all of them, but you know, they were thinking when they built the hotel, we're a convention hotel.
Sure.
A lot of conventioneers, you know, coming in, you know. I think not thinking about so much how hot it gets in Texas in the summertime, and people do want to be out there. Yeah. But we have a big area that people can lounge in.
They do have that, yeah.
So and we do offer a great menu up there. So, but we just closed it.
I was the kitchen. And so you're going to run the food from downstairs? Or
Yes, because we do. Obviously, the weather is still good, just
Right.
now getting a little bit cold. So there's people always up there, especially when the weather is nice.
Yeah.
But yes, it does come from downstairs from in-room dining. Yes,
Y'all have a lot of cocktail drinks too and stuff that they do.
we do. We're very fortunate. Again, our company puts out some great promotions. We do flavors of the world.
Yeah, you do.
And super excited
Huge
about
cocktail
that.
menu.
Huge cocktail menu. And what's great about our company is that we're a fairly small company when in the big scope of hotels. You know,
Right.
we have 65 hotels. And every other year, we pick a region of the world, and they send the F&B directors and a couple of the chefs to that region of the world. And we spend a week or so studying the culture, studying the wine, and studying the food. So 2 years ago, we went to Rioja, Spain. And
Wow.
then coming up,
You see,
in
but
April.
hang on, Mike. That's a great story.
Great
because
story.
they're doing their research to get the actual flavor profiles to make it accurate.
Accurate.
Right,
Yes, sir.
accurate for the flavor profiles in a period with a time frame.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's neat.
And it's a great experience. I mean, it really is, for all of us just to have the opportunity to go because, when we were in Spain, I had an opportunity, obviously, to talk to some of the winemakers, some of the vendors, and, we were able to see some things there that the average person doesn't get an opportunity to see. We went as a big company and we saw some very cool things on how wine is made and, the history and the culture. And, there's a lot of pride in wine from Spain.
So I want to know something. And somebody told me this, I think, because I asked the question it was either Omni in Dallas or the Omni in New Orleans. I don't remember which one it was, but I asked one of the management, why is every employee, I don't care if it's the guy getting the car in the garage, if everybody just seems so passionate and friendly and happy about their job.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it the culture Omni breeds or what is that?
It really is. We talk a lot about it. We're very fortunate that our senior leadership, they breathe it and, it's passed on to us and to the associates. And it's a real simple concept. It's people appreciate when you get thanked. People appreciate when someone says, hey, you're doing a great job. So it's really making people feel as though they're part of something special because I believe in, as most people in our company believe that we are, part of something very special. So, we give an opportunity for the associates to speak their mind, as Chef said.
Yeah.
We get them involved, because ultimately they're the ones that are either cooking the food all the time or they're out there dealing with the customers. So it's important that, they feel as though they're part of something that's really special. And then it, gets out to the guests.
Yeah, I've seen y'all at a lot of events, Dallas, and they had a big deal in New Orleans when I was there. And then, of course, y'all came to an event that we had down at Blainstone Lodge, and everybody just loved it. Everybody, oh, where are you from? Omni. Oh, Omni. And it's amazing to me still how many people don't realize the restaurants and what you offer there for not being a hotel guest. So the events that y'all do, it's really neat to see that.
Yeah, the team takes a lot of pride in it, and it takes a lot of work, when we know that we're going to do an event like that or things off property or even internally where we'll have, an opportunity to kind of show off a little bit, and again, our company allows us to do that and we want to be unique and different. So yeah, we
The best one I've seen in 5 years was that Dallas Chocolate Festival.
Oh yeah.
Would you go over there?
I didn't have the opportunity. We sent one of our chefs over there.
I
one of
know.
the female chefs. She's amazing. But
There
yeah,
was 7 pastry chefs over there. The booth was phenomenal. The pastries, I couldn't stop eating.
Yeah.
There were so many different pastries, and I couldn't even make them all. I kept snaking back around to get another one because they didn't want to look like a little piggy at the trough, But it was delicious. Everything was phenomenal, beautiful, gorgeous, and the chefs were just phenomenal. It was the best display at that thing outside. There was 2 or 3 really good ones. It was Omni and the pastry shop from Dallas. They had a great one. But for the most part, it was just fantastic.
And I think it goes back to, having passionate people, hiring the right people, and giving them a self-worth.
Right.
What they do is important and, they shine. So yeah, very proud of the ladies that were over there.
So what is your, when you're at Omni, what is your favorite thing to eat by yourself when you're not working, when you're working, but you're not eating Omni food? What is it? What's your favorite snack or something?
Oh God, that's a hard one.
I know, that's why I like asking it.
Mine's chicken fried steak.
Is it?
Mine's gonna be the hot chicken sliders, the funky
Is it-
town
is it
sliders.
good?
Absolutely.
John Teasers is a frozen pizza on his way home. Some guys say some funny stuff.
Yeah.
One guy told me bologna sandwich.
Hey,
I like a good bologna sandwich.
There's a saying from the culinary standpoint. We can do so much with food, and we put all this beautiful stuff on plates, very tasteful, but then we turn and we'll eat a bologna sandwich or a piece of cheese between two pieces of white bread, because sometimes by the end of our day, we don't want to cook anymore. We've been cooking for X amount of hours. So
I know it's hot. And
it's hot,
muggy,
you're tired,
and crazy. Is it always busy there? Every time I'm there, it's busy. Is it always busy?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Our hotel runs about a 80% occupancy.
Oh, man.
Which is unheard of in a hotel industry.
So what do you think? I don't know if you've ever been asked this, but I know you're going to have an answer for me because it's got to be something different. What do you think your hotel is in Fort Worth that's different from all the rest of the Omnis? Because I know Fort Worth, we're a different city.
It is, and I'm going to, the culture, I think, as you mentioned, just having a great team, from the drive, as you mentioned, from the front desk to the housekeepers, to the restaurants, to the chefs, is very important. And I think for us, it's about the food. I like to think it's about the food. I always, every opportunity I get to talk to a client, and I say, the purpose of your meeting is very important. That's why you're here. I think the next most important thing is food and beverage. Right, because I think with social media, people have an expectation.
We've talked about this.
Yes, sir. So I think that, and again, we make sure that people know that we try to do things a little bit differently, not only in our hotel, but in our brand.
Well, the thing what's happened is because of social media and the Food Network cooking channels, the last decade has just been, it was kind of going like this in the last decade. It's just gone up like a rocket, with all the cooking shows and celebrity chefs and stuff. And I tell everybody that food is the rock star, and the chefs are the celebrities that make it. And it just people now look for that. They go to an experience. That's what they want. Right. They don't want to just go eat a hamburger anymore and shove it down their throat. 90% of the time. Yep. They want something cool, some experience. Yep. Now, if they have to go to work, they run through a drive-through or something.
Agreed.
But even then, it's crazy. Even then, people aren't the same as they were 15, 20 years ago about drive-through food, fast food, same way.
Yeah, absolutely. Things have changed. Definitely.
Oh man,
people's perception of food.
How does it change? Does it make your job more difficult because people are so much more critical about, or does it just make you more aware about everything?
I think it definitely makes you more aware, and because there's a lot of different trends and things that are out there, people look and follow. What's great about our company is we don't necessarily look for that. We just want to be creative. We want to make sure that, we're being true to who we are. Each one of our hotels, each one of our restaurants, are very unique. And we want to make sure that we try to keep them that way. But we do, we want to have fun and do things a little bit different. And, I think our customers like it.
Yeah. Gary, what's the most popular dish that you make pretty much every week? What's the most popular thing there? Not for dinner, not brunch. We'll do brunch in a minute, but dinner.
For dinner right now is our pan-seared ribeye. It comes with potato kegs, which are bacon and cheddar stuffed, large tater tots, a nice grilled asparagus.
Oh yeah,
we'll get to that one.
Yeah, scoot that, Michael.
Mike.
The tater tots.
Tater tots.
The tater kegs.
Ron, you haven't had the tater kegs, have you?
Oh my goodness.
Did you bring? No, I don't see those anywhere. No, explain about those tater kegs real quick, and tell them why you call them kegs. I wish I had it.
Well, you take your average size tater tot and we quadruple it basically.
Yeah, Texas size.
Yeah, Texas size. We stuff it with bacon and cheese, and then and the whiskey we top it with smoked barbecue brisket, redneck cheddar, chipotle crema, and some green onions. It's
super healthy. Super healthy.
You definitely can't eat one by yourself.
That video got a lot of play too. That was just because first of all, people love tater tots. They love French fries. Yep. But then when I tell people it's a tater keg, what do you mean a tater keg? They immediately ask me. Their eyes kind of get a little bigger. What do you mean? Because that's something that they haven't heard before.
Yeah, it's a unique item. Obviously, we're very excited about it, and people come in and ask for them. So.
And everything is made there, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
And where'd you get the name? Did you come up with the name keg?
Well, I figured. I think that was there before I got there. Right?
Oh, was it?
It was. I'm not going to lie and say it's mine. No, it was there. We enhanced the recipe a little bit, and then by topping it with the brisket and all the other goodies on it. I mean, that's where
because it does look like a small beer keg.
It does. They're pretty big.
Have they always been popular?
Always popular.
Yeah.
Yes. At some point, I actually tried to take them off the menu, and the staff's like, no.
Oh, you'd probably have an uprising.
We did. We had a revolt. The staff came in and said, no. They love them.
Dean Faring, has restaurant Faring's over at the Ritz. He told me, he said, I asked him the same question. He said, there are some things that he said, I'd have a mutiny on my hands if I tried to take off the
revolt.
So I'm sure it's the same way. Yeah.
It is.
And what's the best thing for brunch?
Oh man, the huevos ranchero. It's amazing.
Okay.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah. That's a Fort Worth thing too.
It is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Very
absolutely.
popular.
You would think it would be in a lot of cities, but it's really not. It's amazing. I can go anywhere in Fort Worth and get one, and they're always. I've never had a bad one.
Right.
Some are different flavor profiles than the other, but they're always really good.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't had your Huevos Rancheros yet. There, I'll have to come check it out.
Please.
There's a reason to come back in.
And we have our Thanksgiving brunch coming up.
Yeah. Well, okay. Tell me
thanks.
about that.
Yeah, very excited. You know, every holiday, pretty much, we have a brunch. We do Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and Mother's Day. We actually do a Father's Day brunch.
Oh, you do?
Also, yes, sir. And you know, it's great. It's chef always tries to take it to the next level. So there are quite a few items on that menu. I couldn't begin to give you an extension. There are carving stations and eggs Benedict station.
Yeah.
There's waffles. So there's pretty much everything for everybody. So it is on our website. So please, if you are interested in coming, come by and take a look.
That's and it's all day on Thanksgiving or a certain amount of certain time.
It is. It starts at 10:30 and goes till 2:00.
Okay. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah.
10:32.
Yeah. Keith Hicks. I did his one year over at Buttons. Oh
Yeah.
my! He did 875 covers at that little restaurant.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
He said it was one of his most popular days.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is also equally one of our busiest days. We'll do about 1,000 covers, so about 1,000 guests, and then in our restaurant we do a dinner in there, and we'll do about 200 and 250.
Isn't it amazing? Because when I was growing up, you didn't
Right
go
at
anywhere
home.
for Thanksgiving.
You ate at
Everything
home.
was shut down, tired of
Yeah,
jug.
exactly.
And
Yes, sir.
nowadays, boy, his time's not changed.
Yeah,
Oh my!
it's amazing. It's amazing. People eat out. People
They
in Texas
do.
eat out. Yes, sir.
Well, and it's funny now. You would think that now in some parts now, if you go out east or west, but in lots of parts now, the kitchen's not even they want some good kitchen equipment,
Yep.
but it doesn't have to be huge anymore because they go out all the time.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah,
It's
they do.
crazy.
Yes,
But
restaurants are very popular.
that's where you get those experiences though.
It is. That's what people want.
Whiskey and rye.
Yep.
I love whiskey and rye. So that menu, you've got. Just give me a few things on that menu from whiskey and rye. Some of your most popular.
Oh, the Captain Crunch chicken and waffles, which I brought.
I've had those. Oh yeah.
sir.
Did y'all hear that? Captain's Crunch chicken and waffles.
Delicious.
It's got a bourbon maple syrup as well. I'm just throwing it in there. The Funky Town sliders, once again, one of my personal favorites. The loaded Texas kegs.
Right. Which we just talked about.
Those we just run
Well,
through and
all the
run
time.
through. The whiskey and rye burger, which is phenomenal. I love burgers myself.
Yeah, I
so
do
I'm
too.
very, very picky on them. But when you eat our burger with the horseradish pickles, it's amazing. Caramelized onion, bacon. I mean,
And where you buy those at? I'm just messing with you.
we grind it all in house.
I know you do. I'm messing with you.
It is short rib and chuck, so it's
Yeah.
a special Omni secret blend.
That's awesome.
I can't give the details out for that one. What else on that? That menu is phenomenal. I mean, everything's brand new on that menu, so it's exciting to produce it. And
So whiskey and rye is unique to that restaurant. Is unique to just Fort Worth Omni, right?
It is. It is.
Okay.
We are a true whiskey bar, so we have
That's right.
150 different whiskeys.
I was
very,
fixing to
very
ask you
proud
about that.
Yes, sir. Very. We also were voted by Fort Worth Magazine as the best downtown sports bar.
Right.
So on Sundays, please come on in. Saturdays, watch some college and pro football. On the weekends, but we're a true whiskey bar. And
How many whiskeys did you say?
150.
150. Yeah. It's just it's just a great environment that you got a lot of comfortable chairs because you can sit. You have tables.
We do.
You
Tables.
have uprights. You have the high tables.
Yep, high tables. We also have 2 pool tables,
Right.
free of charge to play. And then, as I mentioned, on Tuesday and Friday and Saturday nights, we have live entertainment.
You also have the lounging areas, which I like, the big lounging chairs.
Yep.
I
It's
like
very
those.
comfortable. It's very
I know-
speakeasy.
The problem is you get there and you start having a few cocktails and you don't want to
Yes.
get up.
We've had some people fall asleep in those chairs.
You don't want to get up.
Gotta get
I got a story I'm going to tell you about that in Las Vegas at one time. It is the craziest story. I'm just not going to tell it on the air, but it's crazy. I got to tell you. This is an actual story that really happened. But so you have entertainment, whiskey and rye. You have live entertainment.
We have live entertainment.
Wait, don't y'all have? Did Paige not tell me y'all had a Texas music thing going on or something?
We do. Cowtown Unplugged. So on
Okay.
Labor Day and Memorial Day, we partnered with, again, some local songwriters. So these are actual people who wrote songs for George Strait. We've had his songwriter in there. So we get a variety of different local up and coming songwriters, and then we have in our ballroom we create a nice easy feel in there, big lounge chairs, kind of give people an opportunity to be kind of close to the stage, and it really gives people, at some point, the songwriters will come out and they'll talk with the audience. So it's very cool. It's very intimate. We do about 200 and 250 people, so we try to keep it small.
Sure.
But the results have been astronomical. People love it. We usually sell out, so we're very excited, and we have one coming up.
Yeah, who's the one coming up?
I apologize.
That's
I do
okay.
not-
I know, you can't keep track of everything. I know.
Yeah, I wish. That's why Paige is here. She remembers.
I finally got you. I finally got you on
You
something.
did. You got it. You got it.
That's funny. So, are those held downstairs or are they held upstairs?
They're held up in our ballroom.
Okay, so a little more room.
Yeah, a little bit more
Okay.
room.
Because my mind started clicking about 250 people. I'm like,
yeah,
wait
not
a
in
minute.
restaurant.
Wait.
Yeah, not in the bar. No, we do it up in our ballroom. And there's a VIP lounge, so you can get VIP tickets where you can actually have an opportunity to actually meet the songwriters. Get some pictures. Yeah, it's very cool. They do a little intimate dinner for them. For
That's
the
a
VIPs.
fantastic idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea, and people love it. And they stay the night in the hotel, which is great for us, and they get a good entertainment.
So, is there any more actual whiskey bars that you know of in Omni hotels, like y'all's?
We are the biggest.
Yeah.
So I will say that.
Well, because I've been to 5 Omnis in the last, and I haven't seen another one. So that's why.
Right. We are the only whiskey and rye. As far as the names are concerned, we do have in some of our hotels, we have some duplicate restaurant concepts,
Right.
but we are the only whiskey and rye within our company.
Yeah.
So
That's fantastic and neat.
Yeah, it is very neat.
So, if somebody was going to tell somebody about Omni and that's from Fort Worth, but somebody's not from Fort Worth, what would be the best thing I should tell them? Experience wise, how would you tell them to create or set the stage for them to visiting
for
Omni?
them yeah, absolutely. First of all, again, it's customer service again is really our staple. And then really truly the experience, and our hotels are located in pretty much every major market. Our particular hotel I love because Fort Worth is a great city. We're centrally located so people can get around fairly easy. And as far as the things within the building, we're a full service hotel, so we offer everything again from valet, parking to a concierge that's there, and some really great restaurants. So, I always tell people that you'll have the opportunity to do some local things, but please give us an opportunity to eat in some of our
And drink lots of whiskey.
Oh yes,
of your choice.
Of your choice.
I'm sure you don't have any TX whiskey.
And I will say I'm very proud that we have a great partnership with TX Whiskey,
Yeah.
and I believe we are the only bar in downtown Fort Worth that actually has it on tap. So
That's right. Oh, that's right. So you have if you're listening, and which I do, I have people listen from the markets, and you don't know what TX whiskey is. TX whiskey is made here and distilled here in Fort Worth, and they have a whiskey and a bourbon. What all do they have? They have whiskey, bourbon,
just in a whiskey and a bourbon,
and a bourbon, and the distillery is absolutely beautiful.
It is beautiful, and it's on a private golf course, believe it or not, and it's a great facility. The team over there are just so warm and welcoming. They have events over there themselves. They're very open for tours. We definitely partnered with them, and they came and looked at our bar. They built us a personal tap handle that mimics their facility over there. So we're very proud of that, and we're one of the first ones to have a TX on tap. So
that is neat. It's whiskey on tap. Now, where would you think whiskey on tap? I can get that from my house.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I asked him. Can you put one of those in?
I think my girlfriend would be a little irritated. I don't think she liked that.
Yeah. Too much on the tap.
It's two great marriages though. Passionate Omni and passionate TX Whiskey, because they're very passionate about what they do.
They're
perfectionists about what they do.
Absolutely. I
can walk around that whole facility, and how big is that? That facility is huge.
Yeah,
and I never see anything out of place.
Yeah,
I never even see
clean.
trash.
Yep.
I never see anything wrong on the floor. Not even the floors.
Yep.
I mean, it's phenomenal.
Yep, and that's important. Any vendor that we work with, or partner with, that's important. Their reputation is our reputation. So we take a look at everything that who we partner with.
And y'all have a lot of you have different various mixed drinks with TX in them.
We do. Yep, we've created a boot stitch, which is our
wait, boot stitch,
which was actually very cool. It was created by their mixologist and one of our top bartenders. There's I believe there's a video out there, but it was very cool, to kind of collaborate, and they actually offer that cocktail over at their facility too. So
that's neat.
Yeah, very, very
and where did the boot stitch term come from? That's really a cool term.
And I think it was just a collaboration of those two. They were trying to come up with names, and they were kind of going back and forth, and boot stick kind of stuck. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, that's perfect for where y'all are, where they are.
It fits.
Oh, yeah.
And you have TX whiskey in a lot of the dishes too.
Absolutely.
A bunch of them, right?
I have it in the barbecue sauce, our TX whiskey barbecue. We have the whiskey scented potato skins, which have our smoked pimento cheese.
Hang on, whiskey scented potato skins?
Yes, sir.
And that's got that pimento cheese that we're going to show everybody here in a minute.
Absolutely. It's got the smoked pimento cheese on it, and then habanero bacon, and then I spritz it with a little bit of whiskey, TX whiskey, of course.
That's fantastic.
When I put that on the menu, Michael came to me and said, "What do you mean whiskey scented?" And I said, "You'll see. I don't know quite yet, but you'll see." And sure enough,
Worked out wonderfully. Yeah,
and he's
people
like,
love it.
What have been some of the comments you've had? Do you actually have people comment and tell you how much they like it? That's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
So you get a lot of response there.
Absolutely.
And see, that's another thing I think that's changed too because of social media and because of food.
Yep.
Used to 15, 20 years ago, you couldn't get people to comment.
Right.
Nowadays, you get a lot more feedback. And I think that's part of Omni wants the feedback.
Absolutely. 100%.
And you ask for the feedback.
We do ask for the feedback. We do ask for the feedback because it's important, right? I mean, I think the way that the industry is evolving and, people are always going to have their ideas or, suggestions and, we listen. So it's important and we respond back. If somebody doesn't have a great experience, that's important to us because we want everybody to leave happy. So, we make sure that they do, and we go out of our way to make sure they leave happy. So
I can't get that whiskey scented. I would have said the same thing to you.
Yes, sir.
I would have said the same thing to him as you said to him.
Yes, sir.
What the hell do you mean whiskey scented?
Right.
I'd have made a beeline for the kitchen. What I'd done.
I'm more concerned about 2 for the customer and 1 for the chef. Hey, 2 for the customer, 1 for the chef.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that. Well, that could
Yes,
hand
sir.
quick, couldn't
Yes,
it?
sir. Yes, sir. No, we have great
spritz.
chefs.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
A spritz is, there's nothing wrong.
That's
Very
funny.
cheap.
So, yes, sir.
Tasting the product.
All of them laid out in the back.
Exactly.
How do you when you use a lot of alcohol? What is y'all's? How do you control the alcohols, the porridge and stuff in the kitchen when you're doing that? You just
Well, it's locked under lock and key under my control.
Yeah.
So when we're making beer batter, I issue and I request from our purchasing department a certain amount of alcohol so they know where it's going. So
Gotcha.
everything's tracked, and then when it's handed to the kitchen, it's done to the recipe standards.
Sure.
So nothing's out of the grasp
Yeah.
or hands or control of myself.
See, that was a good answer.
That's a good answer.
That's
Why?
a good
Probably the
answer.
proper answer. Yeah. Every Omni hotel in the world is probably going to hear this, so it's a good answer.
Yes, sir.
Good
Good answer,
Jeff.
Gary.
You passed.
Nailed it.
You passed. That was fantastic.
Yes, sir.
That was almost by the book, Gary. And I don't even have the book, and it sounded good.
He studied last night.
Yeah, he did.
Stayed up late
Stayed up
studying.
late
Yeah.
studying.
What happens?
That's really funny. So in a hotel your size, is it hard to an operation your size? Is it hard to control? Is it hard to make everything consistent and control what goes in and out of alcohol and food and stuff? Is it hard to do that?
At 100%. It's when Chef and I talk, about that kind of goes into consistency,
Sure.
with what the product that we're serving, and being in the food industry for so long, I'm of the, people will wait for good food.
Yeah.
Right. Everywhere you go now, you pretty much there's a line, how
Yeah.
long is the wait,
Yeah.
but if the food is good, it's consistent, your recipes are the same, people will
Yep.
come back and they forget to wait. But if the food is different, the recipes change, which sometimes happens in our industry, right? Depending on who's cooking and who's working.
Yep.
Consistency is key. So, we truly talk a lot about the consistency and say that, people will wait for good food.
Yeah.
And
I tell you, I say this. This is from experience. When we had we had a bunch of restaurants. We had our restaurants, and we would implement new things. We invariably always had 4 or 5 or 6 different restaurants, and they'd always seem to be the ones that are the farthest from the corporate
Sure,
office.
yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about 2 states away.
Yes, sir.
They would get the recipe and go, well, you know what, man, I'm going to add this, I'm going to add that, and sure enough, and we had a couple of programs we just scrapped because people just could not just follow the recipe.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. You have to be consistent.
It is, because again, I think that, people like what they like,
Yeah.
and if you're, especially if you're trying to build up a clientele, that, people want consistency. And if I know that I love your chicken fried steak, then please don't change it.
Yeah, or the worst thing is to have something on the menu and have it described or have the ingredients in it not come across as anything that's portrayed on the menu.
Right.
Because have preconceived
absolutely.
notions now because
Yep.
of all the TV shows and
Yep.
social media and stuff.
What it's supposed to look
Oh,
like,
boy.
what it's supposed to taste like. Yeah,
Presentation,
absolutely.
baby.
It's
Which is
all
what
about,
as a matter of fact, hey chef, could you grab that stuff real quick?
Absolutely.
We'll put them down here one at a time. We'll put them all down where everybody can see them. Ron's going to have to work that overhead camera.
It's coming.
It's coming. All right. I'll set this one right here. Look at that. This is which one is
That is the Captain Crunch chicken and waffles.
this is the one I've had.
Yes, it has the rosemary black pepper
Yeah.
waffles and a bourbon maple syrup. And once again, that bourbon,
So
we use the TX
Ron,
bourbon.
That's there. There it is right there. So that's that Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Can you believe that?
It's
Okay,
like,
when Paige said this to me, that's what I was going to try when I read the email for it. I was like, "What in the world?"
Yes, sir.
But it did sound kind of good because everybody who doesn't love Captain
Come
Crunch
on.
or who doesn't love Captain Crunch in their life,
right.
Everybody does.
Everybody,
Secretly.
yeah, yeah, they're not going to admit it, but they like it.
They do.
All right, and the syrup again is what?
It's a TX bourbon syrup, so it's spiked with TX whiskey and other spices in there as well. So.
Awesome. Will you grab us something else there? You can grab two things. You set them on if you want to at the same time, Chef. This is my favorite. This is my favorite thing I had when I first met Gary. This is the elk chili, right?
This is the elk chili
Elk chili
and the Funky Town slide.
and the Funky Town sliders. Boy, look at this elk chili right here. Look at that. And the Funky Town sliders. Look at that. We're going to cover up Trey right there. And then the pimento cheese. So all right, let's talk about the elk chili a minute so we can tell everybody. How's the elk chili prepared?
We take ground elk, onions, garlic, poblano peppers, red bell pepper, a little bit of green bell pepper, and we cook it all together for about 45 minutes. And then we add our diced tomatoes, tomato paste, red wine, and then it cooks for about another hour and a half, low and slow.
Red wine.
Yes.
See, I just love it. Every time I see you, I ask if I can have it. It's good.
It really
it's
is
not.
good.
And somebody made the comment a while ago about it being gamey. It's not gamey,
not gamey
at
at
all.
all. Nope.
It is delicious. And again, that's how something's prepared, right? How people are used to eating it.
Yep.
All right. So then we have this right here, which these were good too.
Those are delicious.
These are phenomenal. So we have the Funky Town sliders. So
Yep.
we take our version of like a Nashville hot chicken, and we turn it into a Fort Worth hot chicken.
Right.
We add nice spices into the hot chicken marinade, the Funky Town marinade.
Right.
We have a maple bacon butter and horseradish pickles, and it's phenomenal.
The pickles are awesome.
Yes.
Pickles are delicious.
I
My
know.
favorite.
So when I first ate the first pickle, I was like,
Yes.
"What is this?" And I
Yes.
started throwing it around my mouth, Now, give me the other pickle. Let me have another
Yes,
pickle.
sir. That's exactly what they are.
Delicious.
They grow on you. Yep.
And I want to set this back if I can, because I want to set this back. And then we got right here.
We have the smoked pimento cheese.
Oh, look at smoked pimento cheese.
Yes, and I've never been a huge fan of pimento cheese until I tried this one. And
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. So when I first started with Omni, as we were creating the whiskey menu, the first thing I thought is our potato skins need that pimento cheese too, and a spritz of whiskey, of course. But this has chipotle, it has smoked cheddar, it has white redneck, redneck cheddar, our house barbecue chips, and we got to have the healthy part too. We have the good carrots and
Wait,
celery.
I heard what'd you say? Redneck what?
Redneck cheddar.
What?
It's a cheddar cheese that's only produced in Texas. From what I understand, and I've never talked to the actual manufacturers, if anyone outside of Texas wants it, they may or may not meet you at the border to sell it to you. It's phenomenal. It's sharp. It's good.
It's very good.
Where is it made?
I think it's made, I want to say in Abilene, but don't quote me on that because I don't want to be a liar.
But I mean, it's delicious. I've had it
really
too.
is
It's
good.
delicious. So this is your favorite? Like if you had to eat one. Oh, you told me earlier the
I
sliders.
said the Funky Town, but now that I'm looking at that Captain Crunch chicken and waffles, I could devour that plate right now.
This is
Oh, wow.
and Omni uses a lot of cast iron, and
We
I
do.
love cast
Cast
iron.
iron, yeah.
I think the presentation.
Yes, sir.
I actually use cast iron and use slate,
We do.
and they do it Texas Spice too. And I just love the presentation of
Yeah.
that. I think it's just beautiful.
Yep.
And y'all make your chips.
Oh, absolutely.
House
Well,
made.
100%.
Well, I'll tell you what, Deliciousville.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Dig
A
in.
lot of
So
pride.
what do y'all have? So what do you have coming up? You've got Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all do anything for Halloween?
We don't do anything for Halloween. We have just right now the biggest thing is going to be the Thanksgiving brunch and then getting ready for Christmas. You know,
Yeah.
we are during Christmas time. They decorate the hotel. We have Christmas trees. We're in the process of creating a Christmas village. Every year we pick a different area of Fort Worth.
What do you, wait. What do you mean?
So we have
sounds interesting.
Very interesting, right? We're very fortunate that some of the pastry chefs that were at the chocolate festival work at our hotel, and every year we create a different piece of Fort Worth. So and then we display it in the lobby, and at some point we're hoping to get it big enough where we're going to put a train through it, and we'll put it in the lobbies for all of our guests to enjoy. So
that's neat.
Very excited about it.
How long does it take to do that?
Oh, the chefs have already started, and we're hoping to get it out Thanksgiving. So, and it'll sit all through Christmas.
All the way through.
All the way through.
So
Christmas.
what you have a Christmas dinner, you told me, or Christmas.
We have Christmas brunch.
Christmas brunch.
Day. Yes, sir.
Christmas Day. Is you do anything before or after that, or not until the New Year's?
Yeah, not till New Year's. And right now we're working on an event for New Year's. I don't want to say yet because that has been finalized. But yeah, just the Christmas brunch.
Okay.
So,
and that Christmas brunch is in which one's it in?
It's up in the ballroom again.
Okay.
You know, and we'll have Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, and you know we'll always have activities for the kids to have. We set up a nice little buffet for them, and it's very fun. It's a lot of fun. We have live entertainment, music during all our brunches.
Make it festive.
It's very festive. It looks festive. Trees everywhere. Lots of great cookies and pies, and Chef he goes all out. So very excited about that.
So can somebody look at y'all's cocktail menu online, because your cocktail menu is so extensive?
It is. Absolutely they can. You know, we have Omni flavor originals, and you know every quarter our company comes up with some, you know, partners with some great vendors that are out there. And we come up with some seasonality drinks. Last year we did a couple of Christmas cookie cocktails.
Wait, what were those? Do you remember?
So there was a variety, and what's great about our company, because we are so small, is that they reached out to some of the chefs and said, "Hey, we'd love some recipes to pair with some of our cocktails that we're going to be producing." And so some of the chefs were able to send in some of their, you know, personal cookie favorites or things that they've made throughout their years and their families. And again, very fortunate that one of our chefs got chosen, and she had a sugar cookie that they were able to pair with one of the cocktails. So it was very, very cool.
I bet that was good.
Very, very good. You know, and again, it's just something that's different. You know, we want to, you know, keep evolving, and our company pushes out some great promotions. You know, we do them, and you know, we put them on social media so people can see them.
Do.
Right. So it's great. I mean, that's the best way to get things out to people is through social media, and our company and our team does a great job getting them out there.
Did you ever think when you first saw Facebook and stuff, did you ever think it would be the size of the behemoth it is today and the way it drives business?
No. You know, and I remember the first time I met you, I said, okay, so a food blogger. I said, okay, so this is going to be interesting. And, you know, I have a lot of respect for you. And I think it's important because people like you, you know, really get the message out to the people. So
I'm a whole lot more than a food blogger.
Yes, you are.
But you're
I've
right,
seen
though.
that. Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to... I'm passionate about what I do, and so I try to cover every single area from food to drink to. And you're right, and I think social media drives all of this.
Yeah,
I think it drives everything here, and I think it helps drive y'all's business too.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you keep saying you're a small company, but every Omni is a little city inside itself.
It is.
It's a huge operation.
It's a very big operation, and again, I think that we're very fortunate that those of us that are really food and beverage driven to work for a company where, you know, it's in the forefront. Because again, it's, you know, the hotel is a hotel, a room is a room. Yeah. You know, no disrespect to our rooms folks. But, you know, food and beverage, you know, we have an opportunity to be creative, and you know, I think our company allows us to do that. So.
Well, what is it? How many employees are? How many? I would say employees. What do y'all call them? Y'all call them team members, or what do you call them?
Associates.
Associates. How many associates does Omni have for everything?
I thought I saw numbers somewhere. I hope I don't get in trouble. 25,000. Yeah. Somewhere in that range. You know, again, 60. You know, and the hotels vary. You know, the markets that they're in. You know, we have core hotels, which are, you know, kind of, I guess, city hotels. We have downtown hotels, and we have resorts. Yeah. So we kind of have the variety of where our hotels are located, and you know, our ownership. We're very fortunate that we're owned by a very nice man. Yeah. Who's also very passionate about the whole hotel business.
He is, obviously.
He is,
Yeah.
yes. So we're very fortunate.
Because a lot of the hotels that I've stayed at just seems like it's a hotel that people that work there, it's just a job.
Yeah.
And I've never, even if I don't say anything to anybody when I go in to Omni, and eventually I like to talk to ask questions. You know how I am. I'm always prodding people, but if I don't, they always, everybody acts exactly the same, which is phenomenal. They've built a passion within it in the company, but also within every hotel itself.
Yeah. You hire the right people. I think that's where it starts, and give people an opportunity to really flourish and again, make people understand that, what they do is important and people care about it. And, we're here to feed people.
Let me tell you first. I like to tell funny stories. The funniest place that I think ever happened to me to Omni was Jana, my girlfriend, was making reservations for the Omni New Orleans. Mm-hmm. And I've stayed lots of Omnis all over the place. Yeah. Never one in New Orleans.
Right.
But I saw the location. She said, she told me where the location was. I said, it's a great location. So she said, well, we have the choice of these rooms that have these different size rooms. And I said, well, Omni rooms are always big and luscious and fruitful and everything. And so she picked the middle one. And we got there and opened the door up, and she said, Jesus, because she picked the one that was like the big one.
Yeah.
But you have to remember, everything in the French Quarter is small.
Yep.
Small and cozy. You can only work with so much down there. You don't have a lot of room.
Right.
Even if you go up, you have to stay within a certain square footage down there, and there's not enough. So and it was a beautiful room. Yep. It was just very cozy. She says, whew, thank God I didn't get the regular size, because it was even smaller than that one. And I had to just twist and turn. But it was still fine. It was. You're not in the room that much in the French Quarter, but it was still a beautiful room. Gorgeous hotel, just like you want in the French Quarter.
Yep.
Just like we talked about local. When you go stay somewhere, you don't want to stay. I wouldn't want to stay in a hotel that I thought was in Los Angeles or in Chicago or something. Right. I want to stay in the French Quarter, in a French Quarter hotel. Yep. Felt cozy, and the hotel was really cool.
Yeah,
it was neat.
Hotel. Yeah. We're very fortunate that they look at each area when they're designing them and concepting them, and we're very fortunate.
So, what is your favorite thing about working with Omni?
I am a food and beverage professional, and I just enjoy every day having the opportunity, to do different things. I have a great team, which is very important. It's to have and work with people who are equally as passionate around me every day. And just to, continue to push and challenge each other. And I'm very fortunate. I work for a great team.
We're on a good staff there. And Gary, what's your favorite thing?
Working for Michael Gallagher.
Boy,
honestly,
man, this guy's going to the top.
Boy. No, honestly, it's it's just like Michael said. It's the passion. It's the ability to work with people and other chefs and food and beverage professionals that allow you to be pushed to spread your wings and have the freedom to create and do local market items, and the culture, the family culture. Coming from standalone restaurants into the Omni, you fit in and feel like part of the family within 5 minutes of walking in the door. So, I mean, everything Michael has said is true. It's just such. I
guarantee you one thing: being in the restaurant business, owning restaurants. I always thought time always seemed to linger when you have downtimes at a lot of restaurants.
Yep, absolutely.
I could go at Omni at 9 o'clock in the morning, or I can go at 3 in the afternoon, or 11, or 7 at night, and there's never any downtime. Not what I've seen.
It's busy.
It's busy.
We're busy.
So Omni hotels. How do they? If somebody wants to find out the Omni in Fort Worth, Omni hotels.
OmniHotels.com, and just punch in Fort Worth, and you'll get a good view of our beautiful hotel. The restaurants, and please take a look at our menus and all that we have to offer.
And Bob's, y'all don't control Bob's. Bob's just rents space from y'all, correct?
That is correct. But we obviously, they're in our building, so we work very closely with their teams and obviously support, and so it's a family even within the Bob's family. So absolutely
awesome.
Yep.
And when y'all go to Omni and go stomp into Omni and bark Gary and Michael's name and see what happens, walk around in there, strut your feathers around.
There you go. Please do. We welcome it.
A chef might come storming out of the kitchen. Who's asking for me?
You never have any time to Carly come out of the kitchen when I'm there. He looks like he's in a war zone every time I'm there.
Yes, sir.
He's concentrating on keeping everything's perfect.
Yeah. That's his job.
Okay, guys. This weekend we've got the World Food Championships. So thanks a lot, guys, for coming in. Before I forget it, now I'm ADD. So before I forget it, thank you.
Appreciate having us.
Thank you. So we've got the World Food Championships in Dallas this weekend. Y'all check it out, please. And if you want to look at it, you can go to worldfoodchampionships.com, or I like to say you can just Google it. I always like to say Google.
Google anything.
If I do commercials at the end, I say just Google it.
Yeah, Google anything.
My daughter's like, what? No, I'm like, yeah, Google me. What better is it nowadays? Make my name keep coming up on that Google, move it up closer, farther. If you're trying to get a hold of us, it's TreysChowdown.com. Obviously, we have all of our future and prior podcast on there. We've got our schedules on there. We've got all our videos. We have a barbecue guide and a restaurant guide, which y'all are going to be in starting in January.
That's awesome.
Barbecue and restaurant guide. We have an entertainment guide, and we have all of our food blogs. That's right. And we work tirelessly on. We just did one with Best Breakfast, and
nice.
Yeah, and y'all will be in that one next year for sure.
deal.
Yeah, I had Texas Spice in this one this year. Yep. And we just did a special. We do 4 or 5 specials a year for ABC. We did a 2-hour. It was a breakfast special on Victory Plaza. It was neat. That's on there, and we have our video from the breakfast special on there. You can see all the best breakfast spots in North Texas, and I would obviously add Omni footwork to that. It's just that when we started this deal, it's hard to. When you start the train, it's hard to stop the train and add something to it.
Yeah. No. We'll be excited. Hey, we'll be ready.
So, again, y'all please visit Omni Fort Worth. I really want to thank again Michael and Gary, Chef Gary, for coming and seeing us. And want to thank TCN for housing us. If you've never been to check out the Country Network, please do. The Country Network features all kinds of great videos. They've got a new network coming out with all kinds of shows, including our show.
Yay.
So we're real excited about it. Thank y'all, and we'll see you next week. I'm Trey Chapman, publisher of TreysChowdown.com. I'm passionate about finding the best food, drinks, and chefs and sharing it all with you. I should know I have over 5 decades of food experience. Find me on any podcast platform, Facebook Live, or just Google me. Now you can watch and listen to all my great finds every week on my live TV and radio podcast at Trey's Chowdown Live.